Hi everybody, I'm going to go over again how to add a slideshow to your Google Sites page. Two different main ways. They have some pluses and minuses, but I realize that picking one or the other might have a big impact on how you're trying to connect the images into other sounds and media on your page. So I'm here on my home page of my little project Moons of Jupiter. I'm going to make these do these tests on a side page, or a sub page rather. So here's my home page. I'm going to navigate towards Callisto. I have here a sub page. So the two main ways you can import pictures as a slideshow are one as a carousel, and to do that, you scroll on down, image carousel. And then once you're here, you can select either to upload an image or select an image from your Google Drive. I have these on my desktop, so I'll navigate there. And I have a nice picture of the moons Callisto, Europa, Ganymede, and Io. I'll go ahead and open them. And so once they're in here, I can reorder them by shuffling them around. I can then also add a little bit of text, caption. So this one, I'll list their names. This is Callisto. You can also add alt text if you want to make it accessible and have the images have a description on them. This one's Ganymede. Io. And Europa. Hit OK. I'm going to check this settings for some other options. I can show the dots or not. The dots are those little indicators that there's more pictures in this particular carousel. I can have those captions show or not. I can auto start. I do want to auto start because I want these images to start playing in carousel right when I open the page. And you can pick the transition speed from just these fast, medium, slow, very slow signifiers. I'll click medium for now just to get the idea and click insert. Great, now once that's going, I can resize. There's a little bit of a funny interface of this center button up and down to get the picture to kind of fit in the slideshow, and then click this transform arm. And there's a little bit of just kind of like wiggling and wobbling that is, in my impression, like a little bit of a con or a reason not to use this particular tool, but it's easy and it can work for you. So I'm going to do a test publish preview here. This button will allow us to look how it looks. Right, you can see it scrolling. The thing it's not doing though is it's not doing a fade, and unfortunately that is not available in Google Sites in this particular tool. There's not a crossfade between the images, which is a drag because I think it'd be an easy thing. So if you wanted to do it that way, where you have crossfades or different kinds of wipes or even animated wipes, you can also build your slideshow in Google Slides. So here I've made a new Google Slides slideshow, and I've made 4 slides where I already have the images of the moons and text. And I'm going to add transitions by clicking on one of the slides, go to transition here. I'm going to add a dissolve. I'm going to keep that as is. I'm going to apply it to all the slides. Great. So once this slideshow, and you can do a preview of it here. You can see those transitions are working. Exit out. I'm now going to go to File. So I'm ready to share this. First, I'm going to publish it to the web. So there's a couple ways of doing this. Maybe if you don't want to publish it to its own particular website, you can share with others. Just make sure that this is very important, that anybody with the link can view it, that it's not either, by default, it might be set to restricted or to the Portland Community College group. That'll restrict how it shows up on your website. So you want to make sure that anyone with the link can view it. And then you're going to copy this link. Go back to my site here. And there's multiple ways to do this. I could grab this embed and put the URL there, but there is a Google Slides connector, which gives me some more controls that I'll use here, a Google Slide direct object enter. So I'm going to click the Google Slides here, and it'll find, or at least have access to those Google Slide documents I have. You see some student work here that's been shared with me, and here's the one I just had. So I'm going to click it and click insert. I'm going to resize it. Again, this is very just slapdash for now. I'm going to change this color, make sure I got it as dark as I want it to be. Okay. Great, so I click it again and I have some more options in this gearbox. I want to turn on the auto start so it will go right from the start. I want to loop the playback. So once it goes to the end, it'll just keep looping. And I'm going to set it to 3 seconds delay time between. It's going to start on the first slide. I'm going to click done. Right, so I'm going to publish with these two versions of the slideshow on there. Or not publish, rather, I'm going to preview so I can see what it looks like. So here's the one we had earlier with the slides not being dissolved between. And here's the one we made. So we can see there's an issue with this trade-off is that we have this bar down here. This kind of, which, understandably can kind of take out of the effect of it being a seamless slideshow presenting already. There's a way to fix that, and you'll have to be able to do it in here. Oops, let me get out of this. And I'll link to another video which explains a bit about that, but let me close this preview first. Moons of Jupiter slideshow. So here's where we're sharing it. To access the ability to get rid of that, that bar, I'm going to at least show you where it is first, and then I'll link to another demo video where somebody describes it really clearly, probably more clearly than I could, how to mess with a bit of the HTML code in an embed. So here we are at our slideshow in Google Slides. I am going to click the share button, publish to web, click this embed, and then we're going to access and change this particular code of the embed before we go back over here. And instead of adding it as a slideshow from this selector, I'm going to close that. We'll add it as an embed here. And the video that's linked below will show you how to change that embed code for the function of getting rid of this little, the progress bar and these sorts of things. So it's just the images scrolling and carouseling around. Right, thanks.